Welcome y'all to Robin on the Farm. Today I have a really easy bread machine recipe to share with you. This is bread machine brioche bread, and it is rich and full of butter and eggs and oh so good. You are gonna love it. I'm gonna give you this recipe in cups and spoons and in grams. So that recipe will be available down in the description that you can print off and you can follow along. So let's just get started on the recipe. I'm gonna get started with 1/8 of a cup or 2 tablespoons of milk. This is 35 grams of milk. You can also use cream if you want to. I didn't even heat this up. Normally I'll heat up my liquids for my breads, but this is such a small amount, it really doesn't matter. So this is just cold milk right on into your bread machine loaf pan. And next I want 3 tablespoons of sugar, which is 38 grams. I'm just gonna put that right on in there with the milk. So 3 tablespoons of sugar. You could probably use honey if you'd rather do that. I haven't ever made this bread with honey though, so I use 3 tablespoons of sugar, just right on in there. And next we want our eggs. This is a very rich dough, like I said, so this calls for 4 eggs. So I'm using 4 large eggs. I'm just gonna put them in there just like this. I'm not gonna mix them up or anything. The bread machine will do all of that for us. So 4 large eggs right on in there. And next we want some flour. I'm gonna use this bread flour. I'm gonna use 3 cups of bread flour, which is 435 grams. So I already measured this out, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just throw this right on in there. You can also use all-purpose flour if you want. If you have any vital wheat gluten, you can add a couple tablespoons of vital wheat gluten to your all-purpose flour and it'll make it more like bread flour. You can also use fresh milled flour in this recipe just fine. Next we want some salt. I'm gonna use 1 teaspoon of salt in this recipe, so that's 6 grams. Make sure you pour it over another bowl, not over all of your ingredients in your bread pan, but I want 6 grams or 1 teaspoon, and I'm gonna put it right on in here. Now this is my Redmond's real salt. It's actually America's only pink salt, which isn't that cool? I thought the only pink salt was the Himalayan pink salt, but I guess we have it in North America too. But you can definitely just use sea salt, kosher salt, white iodized table salt. Any of those will work just fine, but you want 1 teaspoon right on into your loaf pan. Now it's time for our butter. Look at all this butter, and yes, it's worth it. This makes this bread phenomenal. So you're gonna want 1½ sticks of butter. That's 3/4 of a cup or 170 grams. Now you want it to be warmer than room temperature. You wanna be able to press down on this butter and have it give. You don't want it melted, but you do want it very soft. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the bread machine loaf pan. I did cut it into little cubes and you wanna kind of separate it. Just kind of get that all into your loaf pan. Now when I make this bread in my mixer, usually I will mix up my dough and then add the butter, but it works best with the bread machine if you add all of your ingredients at one time. So that's what I'm gonna do. So get your butter in your loaf pan and get it all kind of separated, not in one big clump. So see how mine's kind of separated? That'll work. And it's nice and soft, and that's just gonna help your bread machine to mix it all into your dough really well. And we're to our last ingredient already. So we want some yeast. I'm gonna use this Red Star Active Dry Yeast, but you can also use instant yeast if you'd rather do that in this recipe. Rapid rise, bread machine yeast, whatever you wanna use. They're all about the same these days. They'll all work just about the same. So for this recipe, I want 2¼ teaspoons of yeast. If you get those little packets of yeast, then that would be 1 packet. But I definitely recommend buying it in bulk like this because it's a lot cheaper when you buy it like this. Plus you can just store it in the freezer, get it out right in time to make bread, and then stick it back in the freezer. And you don't have to worry about expiration dates. It'll last forever that way. So 2¼ teaspoons of yeast, and those are already all of our ingredients. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw this into the bread machine. Now I'm gonna use the dough cycle today, but if you want to let the bread machine do all the work for you, then you can let the bread machine make this bread entirely for you. It'll work great that way. I just prefer mine using the dough cycle and baked in the oven. I just really like it better that way. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I am going to just choose the dough cycle and press start. Now the most important part of using your bread machine is checking on your ball of dough about 5 to 10 minutes after your bread machine starts. It's so important to check on your ball of dough because a lot of times your dough will need some adjusting. A lot of times, even if you use exact measurements, that doesn't even matter because the weather will influence your dough, the climate, the altitude, I mean, just everything. Day to day, even here in my own home, I might need a little bit more water, a little bit more flour than I just needed the day before. So I'm gonna check on my ball of dough in just about 5 minutes and see if it's too wet or if it's too dry. Make sure that you do that, and then you'll know that your bread is gonna turn out great. So I'll show you exactly what this dough should look like in just a few minutes. My bread machine's been going for 9 minutes, and I'm just checking on the ball of dough. Like I said, it's so important to do. Now this is actually looking really good. As you can see, there's nothing sticking to the sides or to the bottom of the loaf pan. If there was, that would mean it's too wet. And I'd say add about another 15 grams of flour or another 1/8 of a cup of flour. And if it's not coming together very well, it's all dry and crumbly, add about another tablespoon of milk. But this is looking really good. Now this is a little bit different than your typical ball of dough because this is such a rich dough. It's really buttery, really kind of a oily, greasy feeling of dough. So you want it to be a little bit more wet than most of your dough. So this is looking great. I'm gonna go ahead and shut the door and let the dough cycle do its thing. Okay, the dough cycle is done. Look at this gorgeous brioche dough. Look at that. Look at that color of this. It is that beautiful color from the eggs and the butter. Oh, just look at that. It is such a nice dough. It is kind of a greasy dough. It's very, very rich. All that butter, those eggs. Oh, look how nice this is. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna kind of press it out. Press it out, press it out. And then I'm just gonna kind of roll it up. This is such a different texture than most bread doughs, so you can really just kind of shape it into a loaf anyhow you want. It's really, really thick and nice dough. Kind of pat it out, get it about the length that you want it for your loaf pan. That looks good. This is my very, very favorite loaf pan. This is one of my cast iron loaf pans. It's 8.5 by 4.5 inches, and this is what I'm gonna use. So I'm just gonna plop this right on in there, just like this. And now I'm gonna let this rise on my countertop for about 30 to 45 minutes. And I'll show it to you then. I'm gonna go ahead and get my oven preheated to 350 degrees so it's ready just to pop this in the oven when it's all risen and ready. All right, look at our brioche dough. Look how good that looks. Do you see how it's risen nicely over the top of the edge of the loaf pan? That means it's ready to go into the oven. But before I stick this in the oven, I'm gonna do a really simple and quick egg wash on top. And that'll just give us the sheen, the shine. It'll look more like a brioche bread. So I'm gonna take 1 egg. Into the egg, I'm gonna add about 1.5 teaspoons of water. And then I'm just gonna give this a good little scramble. And this is all we need for the egg wash. I'm just gonna use this silicone basting brush. I'm just gonna really, really lightly and gently rub this egg wash onto this loaf. You definitely don't wanna press down too much or you could cause your loaf to collapse. And that would be terrible right now because it is risen beautifully and it's ready to go into the oven. I'm gonna throw this loaf in and let it bake at 350 degrees for 30 to 35 minutes. Okay, y'all, our bread machine brioche bread is fresh out of the oven. We used our bread machine dough cycle to make this dough and then we baked it in the oven, which I think is the best of both worlds. So let's go ahead and turn this out of the loaf pan. It's nice and hot. Yep, it slid right out just like I knew it would. Now I did oil up my cast iron loaf pan. Whenever I use them, after I get done with them, I oil them up, put them away so that they're ready for the next use. But this dough was so buttery and kind of oily anyway, I don't think it's gonna stick no matter what kind of loaf pan you use, even if you don't oil it up. So this looks gorgeous. Now our egg wash looks good. I wish I had used a different kind of basting brush because it's a little streaky on here because of the silicone bristles that it had, but it still looks nice. It has a good sheen and a good golden color, and I really like that. And I think you kind of need that for brioche bread. It makes it look more authentic. So this is nice and warm. Usually I will cover up my bread, let it cool for a little bit, but I am ready to dig into this bread and take a little bite. Now, it is very soft and fluffy. So that is something characteristic of brioche bread. So let's go ahead and cut into this and check it out. Oh my goodness. Look at this gorgeous yellowy golden color. Look at that. That's from all those eggs and all that butter. Oh goodness. This is gonna be good. This is gonna be like a decadent snack right here. Oh. Mmm. 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 Mm-hmm. This is a totally different texture, totally different taste than your typical white sandwich bread. This one really is rich. Oh, and the crust is a little bit crunchy, but it's so soft too. Oh my goodness, this is such a good bread. The crust is actually flaky. It's almost like a croissant crust. Recently, I made some sourdough croissant bread and it reminds me of that. So this is phenomenal. And this is such an easy bread to make. You saw we just threw everything into the bread machine loaf pan, let the dough cycle do its thing, put it in a loaf pan, let it rise, and baked it in the oven. So simple, such a fantastic loaf. And totally different, like I said, than your typical sandwich bread. So this one is worth making. Get out your bread machine, make this loaf of bread. I wanted to be sure that you could see this beautiful piece of brioche up close. Look how pretty it is. Such a beautiful yellow color, golden crust. Let's check it out. And like I said, it's almost croissant-like. It's kind of flaky. Oh, it is so, so good. What a nice texture to this bread. I just ate 2 pieces of this brioche bread and it was well worth it. I don't regret it at all. You have got to try this bread. I will leave the link to the printable recipe down in the description so that you can make this bread. Also in the description, I will leave the link to our handmade beeswax bread bags. This is what I like to store my breads in. We have a couple new patterns on the website, so be sure to check those out. I am so grateful that you're here with me today on Robin on the Farm. Thanks so much for being here, and I will see you next time.
Robin's in the kitchen, dough beneath her hands, wheat from the fields and eggs from her land. Sunlight through the window, a warm golden glow. She's working hard to make that dough. With flour on her apron, loving each knead, ground wheat fresh, sowing her seed. The smell of fresh bread rises in the air. Simple life without a care. In Robin's kitchen, dreams come alive, each loaf of bread